Team Black successful in the fourth end with the score 2 points, the deuce, so they lead 3-2 as we pick up here in the fifth end. Team Inglis with hammer.
Yeah, bonus coverage here this afternoon, which is great and seamless as well.
Oh, yeah. Hey, good shoot, bud. Hey, man. Yeah.
This is odd. We haven't seen much of this game. We've seen the odd shot, obviously. We've got our own game to do, but it seems like it's a pretty good affair here.
Yeah, nice. A lot of rocks in play from what I can tell. And we're just on lead stones here. They just have, I think that was the third stone of the end. So that was lead Carly Everest for Team Black. In at second for Team Black is Marley Powers. They're doing the rotation with their 5-person team. So Jen Baxter is behind the glass. She was playing in the semi earlier. Third is Jill Brothers. Skip Christina Black. And for Team Inglis, we are seeing Cassandra DeGroot throw her second stone here in the fifth. Calissa Daly is the second. Kira Brunton the third. And Skip Danielle Inglis. Team Black, they curl here out of the Halifax Curling Club. Team Inglis, they curl out of the Ottawa Hunt Club.
Which is where I used to work.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I worked at the Ottawa Hunt Club back in, well, I don't know, sometime a long time ago. For 5 years, actually, and then moved down to the Abercrombie Golf Club in New Glasgow.
It's a very nice place.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. We were not really allowed in much of it, but it was a nice club. I was there more in the wintertime when they curled the City of Ottawa Bonspiel. Managed to get in there to play a few times, but other than that, we weren't in the building very often. But a great golf course and a great club. So Marley Powers now would be looking to play the straight run back. Had a game yesterday with Marley. Making everything. She had about 3 doubles in that game. Just throws a really good rock, which is no surprise to most people, but I haven't seen her play a whole lot. So,
yeah, the shots I've seen so far, I tend to look up today when Marley's been throwing and seen some good ones. So
yeah,
it's a little bit of a relief for her team. She makes a run back there. And we have Calissa Daly up for Team Inglis, being asked to make a run back of her own.
Yeah, Inglis with hammer here. Team's been together for a while, and they've been at this Bonspiel quite often as well. He's going to over curl. And it will. Pretty light. Maybe that's the weight they wanted, but seemed like a little bit light. So we don't have mics on these people, obviously, because we didn't expect to be covering this one. And we only have so many mics available. So we have to be smarter now. That's the only problem, Selena. We have to be able to figure it out. Used to be able to cheat and just listen in, but now we got to kind of make it all up.
Yeah, hard to tell. Christina can't play a hit on that red, so even if it is in, I think the play is still the guard here for Marley. Wants to make sure you cover the rock and make sure it's over, buried a little bit, so you can hang this wide of the center line. And they don't have to worry about finish.
No.
They'll curl.
Interesting there. I thought they might have swept that a little tiny bit just to make sure that the yellow wasn't available, but they're going to peel it off anyways, try to get at least 1 or 2 of them off here. Could get the yellow on the yellow on the yellow on the red and move it into the house at least. So let's see what happens here. The outturn peel. Only going to get the 1. They would have hoped to get a little bit more out of that than that. Christina might well loop it around. She looks like she's indicating the in-turn come around. Measuring the size of the hole there, and I don't think the rock can fit.
Could leave the guard just touching the center line, though, because I think if a red rock were to just whiz through or whiz into that spot, it could wiggle through.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Anyway, she's guarding, so...
This is a little tighter ice than the other guard.
And the one nice thing about this, if you're Christina, you're going to have... Danielle's going to have to spend a few shots on trying to open this back up.
Get the other team to waste a few rocks.
Yeah.
Team Black, they're happy with the situation in the rings. They're shot. I'm looking at the overhead here at the club, Tim. It's really hard to tell if that red's in. I think it is.
I forgot about those cameras. I looked at one earlier and didn't even click. Yeah, it's really close. I don't think it's going to matter. Somewhere in here, that's going to move.
Kira's job. Move some yellows out front. They just need access to that 4 foot. They don't have it right now.
Yeah, move as many as you can. She might drive this through the hole. Look at that.
Wow.
Piece of cake.
So that was a little squeezable hole.
Well, yeah, in fairness, I didn't account for it actually touching any of those rocks on the way through. But
that turned out fantastic for Team Inglis. There's still 3 yellows out front.
Yeah, but it's a whole lot better than it was a second ago. But it is accessible here. I think that Jill can certainly get across the face side a little bit, which is all she needs to be able to hit it. Doesn't look completely sold here.
Yeah, nose even does the job.
Yeah.
We're looking just from the left of center line, so I think Jill can see nose.
Oh, I think she can definitely get to the nose. I think she can actually get a little tiny bit past the nose.
Have to stay close here. There, it's starting to go now.
Did they leave it too late? And they did.
Gave themselves some room on the other side, but I think that's going to make Team Inglis just put another one in. It's only half open.
Yeah, they're just a little tiny late on the brush on that. So Inglis come around because she can only see, Christina can only see half of the red, so it's not like she's going to be able to hit and bury or anything. So Danielle has a chance to come around on the in-turn. Probably a place they haven't been yet, though, so you didn't see the earlier part of the game, but I can't imagine they would have played too many shots way out here, so could be a challenge getting the weight and ice matched up on this shot.
It's very rare, like you said, you see these draws out. You tend to give it a bit extra because you think it's going to grab. This one's seeming to glide really nicely. Calissa trying to get it to slow down. It doesn't look like it wants to stop.
Will it hang on for number 2? No, it will not.
And I think that yellow in the front, unless Team Black does something about it, it's probably not going to be removed anytime soon.
No, that was a tough one. That was not a super easy shot to go way out there and make that, but it would have been nice for them if they had been able to hold on and be number 2 at least. Now they're looking at maybe facing 2 after Christina throws, and that changes things up a little bit. Good news is everything's going to be wide open, and you might see Danielle just ignore it after the shot and go right around anyways. Not quite sure what her preferred style of play is.
Skip shots here in 5. Team Black versus Team Inglis. Inglis with hammer. Team Black looking to sit 2 if they can stick the shooter here on Christina's first.
Just throwing controlled kind of weight here, so she's probably going to be okay for hanging around. She will. That's a nice throw. She will stay for 1-2. That probably forces Danielle to actually play a draw for sure.
Yeah, and it looks like Danielle's going to come around the wide side again. They just saw the path, and you can get one buried much more easily around here than the top 12-foot stone. The curl's so nice, you probably can get it buried, but maybe you have to go to the tee line or better on the other side, the outturn side.
Yeah, interesting. I thought I might stay with what they had. I guess the problem is if they get it around there and bury it, then you force Christina maybe to play the draw coming the other way, and she could be shot rock.
Yeah.
And half buried or buried. So Danielle will throw the outturn. About 4 feet of ice for this shot.
So to be shot, this just has to be halfway into the 12-foot, but realistically, Danielle would love if this is as buried as possible. I think she can probably get almost buried, but the line and weight have to be great. We've seen a few rocks, little extra weight, and they just haven't picked up that curl early enough. Might have to get the sweeper to help if that's the case.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think she can bury it. And I think she can bury it even at the top of the 4-foot, which, she could go as far as the top of the button, but then Christina freezes to her and it makes it getting too difficult. So I think ideally you'd come around here and be just maybe bite the top of the 4 and bury. But bury's kind of the key here, I think. Line looks pretty good. Got to come up a little more. Going to be a little deep.
Yeah, I think just that little extra weight, and it didn't pick up the curl early enough.
Yeah.
Got mostly buried, though, but you see there 4 foot's available for Christina to freeze. Realistically, you see she's indicating the ideal spot is top 4 foot. Really make it hard for Danielle to score if you can get shot and above the tee line here.
Yeah, really difficult for sure. The curl is so nice, though, isn't it? You look at the one that Danielle just threw, and it's like, yeah, it's a little tiny bit heavy, but it's totally buried.
And that cleared the guard by almost
2
a
feet.
foot.
Yeah, cleared by a lot anyways, I know that. There was no sweeping to get it by the guard, we know that. So Christina Black now looking to play I want to say a freeze, but it's not really what the call is. The call is really top button behind those, but I don't think she'd be terribly upset if it slid back to the freeze on the red. Sweeper's just cleaning at this point.
They're calling 7, so if they leave it, it should come down on its own. It's really starting to curl now, though. And try to get it's about the same distance by the guard as Danielle's was. Can they get a piece buried? They just didn't get quite as much curl.
No, I think they got a little bit of it behind, but no, you're right. For a rock that stopped, I figured that was going to be totally buried.
So now what's left for Danielle? She's second shot. Team Black's Yellowstone is in the top 4. Can Danielle play a little soft weight hit here and stick the shooter on the side?
Yeah, I think it's there for sure. And, you can go at it 2 ways. You go a little bit soft and just try to flop it there. You could throw it a little bit harder if you wanted and use the catcher out there if it's there. I think it's there, but...
Yeah, and I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah. The thing about throwing it a little bit harder, if you don't happen to get it perfect, as long as you get it by yours, you're going to score. Although she would love to score 2.
This is pretty thin to use the catcher. So that side 8 foot.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. You probably got to hit 2/3 or better of the rock to be able to use a catcher, in which case you're probably going to take yours out anyways. But here comes Danielle Inglis, final rock in the 5th end of the Women's Championship Final here at the Stu Sells 1824 Halifax Classic. It's on its way. Sweeper's doing nothing yet.
Ton of weight, and it seems to be hanging out. There we go. Now the call is straight.
This is going to be close. It'll slide by, and it will. That is a great shot.
Nice curling shot, and that'll be good for 2. And there's a real battle here at the women's final of the Stu Sells here in Halifax. Team Inglis leading 4-3 after 5.
Nothing is as exquisite as the enchanting crimson and golden tapestry of fall. When revving your Subaru with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Fall for Subaru at your local Subaru dealer today.
So 5 ends complete here. The Women's Championship Final at the 2025 Stu Sells 1824 Halifax Classic at the Halifax Curling Club. Jim next with Selena Thompson, and big 2-ender there for Danielle. It didn't look like it was looking that way early in the end, Selena.
These ends sometimes are very back and forth.
They are.
It'll look one way, and one shot changes the dynamic. And I think in this case, that one shot was, I think it was Kalissa's shot, or maybe Kira's first. The run through the little hole, and all of a sudden it went from Team Black sitting one and guarding to then hoping not to give up a couple.
Yeah, that was definitely a big shot. She got how big is a curling stone? 13 inches or something? She got a 13-inch curling stone through a 12-inch hole. It was a pretty good shot. So I was impressed. And then Christina did have a chance on the last one to make that shot that much more difficult, but they were trying to get it buried and trying to get it there at the same time, and just ended up leaving it out enough that Danielle had a shot at it. But you know what? It was no easy shot. So great shot by Danielle Inglis for 2. She leads by 1 here in end number 6. Good game.
As we get started here, and N6, Carly throwing. We'll see the sponsors coming up on the screen. I want to thank our presenting sponsors, Steel Subaru, there they are, and Neon Train, and our title sponsor, Stu Sells Realty Group. And we also have a few other sponsors to thank. Our Gahan House patch sponsor has been Murphy Hospitality Group. It was a great party last night and Friday night, and there's been food all weekend long, and I think everyone's been having a great time here at Halifax Curling Club. We also send out a big thanks to our event sponsors. Those are Stanhope Simpson Insurance, Optimal, and Coastal Sports and Wellness Bedford. We're happy to bring you this event for the 8th year for the men's, 5th for the women's. I'm looking forward to continue the tradition in the future. As we get through the final here, 3 ends to go, barring any extra ends.
Yes, we don't need any extra ends. Let's go. Let's cheer for just 8 ends.
We'll be here if needed. But
right. That's a good shot. 4 foot behind the guard. Christina Black now will ask Carly to come down and sit on that one. Were you here last night at all?
I was here, but not. Was I here yesterday? No, I was here. No, just
No?
Friday.
Okay,
I don't know what day it is
I'll
anymore,
keep the
Jim.
questions a little easier.
I'm like going, was I here? What day? It's Sunday, right? Yeah, it's Sunday.
It is Sunday, yeah. I wasn't here either. I was fighting with my GPS trying to get it to where I was going. It's no good when there's a detour somewhere and you don't know the city.
Oh, I know. I was teaching Learn to Curl at
really?
another club. Yeah.
Wow. Good for you.
Yeah.
Great shot there by Carly Everest.
That's an awesome freeze.
That is really good. Good player. They're all good players out here.
And so now the stack.
Yeah, is she going right in or is she just going short here? Thinking just short, but
Oh, is it just short? I thought the call was into the rings.
Listen, I could be corrected pretty easily, and it looks like maybe she is. She's got a room at the top of the 12-foot.
This is spinning. It looks heavy.
Change of call.
Not
here.
in. Not in.
No.
It's so hard. This is a that rock is really spinning. And when you're in the house, I can attest to this. You think, oh my goodness, that's going to carry. But the sweepers knew. They were saying, look, it's saying it's not in. I mean, it went to the top 8 foot, so it did carry. But even me back here, I was like, oh, that looks like it's back 8. And sweepers knew it wasn't that heavy.
Yep, no, they were pretty sharp on that, that's for sure. It looked like Danielle was kind of going for the plan B for a minute. Thought she might be able to take it right by there, but they knew they couldn't do that. They're fortunate they got as much curl out of it as they did, because it was, if it doesn't, get over there much, it might a little easier double. Christina could have played the double on sat 2 when it was all done, but it's a little tougher now.
They look at making a play in the rings here too. The yellow's well protected if anything gets hit on the red, so I think that's the reason for the peel call here. Just open it up. Still have the corner guard, although there we go. Get that one spun up a little more from Marley, but no center guard out front, and you see why Danielle's asking Calissa to replace that.
Delicate situation for Team Inglis here. Just kind of where exactly do you want to guard and what exactly do you want to guard?
Danielle seems a little more worried about the one on the 4 foot, because Christina can have a soft weight hit and roll over, and the rest of the team's worried about the big weight on the top one.
Yeah.
So I think the answer has been play it a little tight, and you can cross that center line a bit.
Yeah.
Scoopers are saying it's halfway, 2.
It's got a curl. Danielle's going to go out and help out a little bit. She's got the high one guarded. Back one's open. Actually, both of them are kind of half open. Even the high one you can get to on the out turn a little bit.
And this is the case of you can always still peel, but sometimes you do want to take advantage when the other team has made a little bit of a miss. Bring that play into the rings. This is with peel weight, though. The shooter shouldn't stick around. I think we'll see the red spill, though.
Well, what I do know is I've seen Marley throw a lot of big weight shots this weekend, and she throws them perfect, so I'm not surprised to see them go with that. She get the right rock. She will. And the yellow.
She got the shooter to stay. This isn't that big of a weight. Wow. And the Yellowstone actually squeezed in behind the guard a bit better.
Yeah, difficult to get. The good news for Danielle Inglis is that she's 2-3, but that's not going to be easy to remove. She's going to look at playing the freeze.
Yeah, that's, I think, probably pretty buried from the hack side.
I think you're right. You probably see a tiny little bit of it. Not enough to make a play on it. This looks pretty good, though. They don't really want to over curl this. You want to be able to get to it. Probably curled a little more than they would have liked. You really don't have much better opportunity to get it now than you had a minute ago because it curled a little too much.
Christina's aware here. Their scoring area is diminished now. That was the goal of that shot. Asking for the roll. Stay in the 4 foot. But what Jill doesn't want to do here on her first is stay open. You don't want to hit and stay open. There'll be a double or a hit and roll available. So the roll is what they're looking for here. Pretty flat too. Probably see not a lot of ice for this shot.
I think if she hits it on the nose.
They're going the other way.
It's going to be tough. Yeah, hit it on the nose, you might be okay. Might not be a double there, a little bounce. I mean, you might be able to bounce the yellow out a little bit, though, if you're Inglis.
10.5 control. So this is the steeper roll and the reason for the lighter weight choice. Breaking off the line really hard now.
Ooh, it's going to curl a little more. Really nicely done. Great shot.
Very nice. The difference between rolling perfectly and rolling out on that is not far.
No, not much at all, no.
And Danielle's forced to ask Kira Brunton for the run back as we're getting late in the end.
Yeah, very quietly got into trouble here. It was kind of, say, the big difference being the corner freeze. Need to hit this right on the nose. And it's out
a
there
little wide.
too far for that, I think. Needs to hit it. She will hit it. A pretty good situation for Christina Black here. Tough call here.
When you have last rock, everything, it goes against everything in your brain to put up a center guard.
I know, yeah.
And you know that Danielle, wants to make a move at that center, but it's going to be some sort of a nose hit, I think. There's not really any choice for the team without Hammer. But the lock of that red-yellow situation is what's hurting Team Black, if anything.
Yeah, it is tough because you know that, Danielle Inglis, if you leave that open, she's going to play the nose, and then the back yellow's gone, and if she hits it right on the nose, everything's going to line up on the next one. So it's a little bit difficult.
If she doesn't hit it right on the nose, then Christina will be happy to have hit the side red and have a couple potential counters laying around the 12-foot as well. So you saw that thinking, but you want to spread the yellows out. That's always key here. Now, who shot on the sides? Red.
Red.
So they're going for that. Make the other team make the shot here.
Yeah, unfortunately, the way those are set up, it's really hard to jiggle them around to have them be beneficial is the problem, right? It's just kind of, you look at this and you think, why would you hit this one way out here? It's like number 5 or something, but there's just no good way to make that better unless you want to guard, which, like you say, just goes against everything that you think you want to do.
So for newer curlers, this will seem like a strange call, but it is. This is a potential big end for Team Black, and that's what they're seeing here. Got to keep this one in the rings. It's curling. Shooter rolls out, so at least got the stone that they were trying to hit, but they really want to just keep that one around. The yellow on the other side, 12, is still in the rings, though. And for Team Inglis, though, you got to make a yellow go away, I think.
Oh, you
do
absolutely
you hit this on the
yeah.
nose, Jim?
Yeah.
Like, if you do, you have to be perfect.
Well, you hit it on the nose. You sit right there in front of it. And you're going to be set up pretty good depending on what Christina does, to play it again and get out of here with no worse than maybe a 2. But I think you just hit this right on the beak.
And you would err on the...
I wouldn't err. I just hit it right on the beak. I don't know.
You would potentially, if you have to err anywhere, you'd err on the side of the center line, so that there would be a jam on the side yellow.
Yeah, and if you hit it like she just said here, Danielle just said here, if you hit it there, it rolls over there, and you're sitting number 2, number 3. I think you try to make sure you hit this right on the nose. I think on the nose is the best shot.
Yeah, they're lined up really nicely.
Yeah.
Nose to nose. Sometimes there'll be a bit of an angle, but on the back. But your protection now is going to be your 2 reds are out counting that side yellow, and there's only going to be 1 yellow in the 4-foot after this shot.
Yeah, exactly. So even just, you can almost play it that way if you wanted to. I like the idea of hitting it right on the nose, but you could play a 2/3 of that top one and roll over this way. I'm not even sure exactly what they settle on, but I think you're talking nose here. This is going to curl a little bit. No,
It'll break
almost.
off the line. We do see that. Getting the last bit
Really
of curl
close.
here. Oh, and those are pretty glued, the red. Nice shot from Danielle. I think that's exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, well, that's what I wanted, so I just think it was the same as what they wanted. I just thought that seemed like the best situation for Inglis. Tough now tough for everybody, but tough for this one on Christina. What do you do here?
So those reds, if Christina does nothing, this is our little exercise. Danielle's going to nose the reds again and sit 3.
Yeah.
So if you want to get 2 here for Team Black, I don't know that you can play anywhere into the 4-foot. You're leaving doubles in a lot of ways, and even if you just draw in the 4-foot, Danielle's still playing that red combo, because then the red's so hard to get out of the 4-foot. It's straight behind the other ones.
Yep. Could draw a 4-foot tee line on the left side, maybe.
Yeah, but even then, how do you get rid of the red once it's hit?
Once
And
they
how
hit.
do you score a second point?
I don't know, but if you draw right to here, basically tee line on this side, on the left side, and she comes down, she plays that shot that she's got there.
Or she plays a double on the yellows.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking I can get that somewhere where she can't play that, so maybe it's just a little bit behind the tee line.
Yeah. I think they're going for your shot.
Well, not exactly, I don't think, because I think they're going to try to kind of almost come right around the reds.
Yep.
I'm thinking about being just on the 4-foot on the other side of where the rocks are.
So this is like a sacrificial lamb kind of shot, knowing that the red combo will go onto this one as long as it's overlapping a tad.
Yeah. For Danielle, the one positive thing for her is she can hit that red one. No matter what Christina does with this rock, she can hit the red and at least guarantee nothing worse than 2, although she'd rather not give up 2.
Five is the call for weight. That'd be top 8-foot.
So I think she must be playing a little bit. Was she playing
Now
a
they're
guard on
curling.
those?
No, they were playing into
Right
the
in?
top 4. But the sweepers thought that was a 5, so that's come up a little bit light there.
Yeah.
So when that happened, they changed the call to try and choke off those reds, almost as if it was just guarding. And I think
Well,
they got enough that like the nose isn't there, but the play is there with on the outside.
Yeah,
So Danielle
fortunate
can't
that
play
they
the
got
same
over
turn.
as far as they did, because if that just ends up being curls 1 or 2 inches less, then this is a really easy shot to put a lot of heat on Christina Black. As it is, you can throw this with a little bit down weight, go tap, probably set it up so that she can't get yours, and you maybe stagger the top red. I think you got to make some kind of play on it.
To sit 3,
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah, not much ice. Not babying it down there. Of course, sometimes it's a little straighter, even with just board weight. So, but that's not very much ice. I haven't seen enough of this game to know for sure. But I'd like to save the shooter here if I'm throwing this. Is all. I'd like to make sure I'm sitting, as you say, sitting 3 when this is all done, not just 2 and the shooter going, just in case they don't line up exactly the way you want them to line up. So Danielle Inglis, her final rock here in the 6th end. Chance to
Go wide.
needs to curl. She threw it solid weight. Ooh, not good.
And they had to be thicker than that.
Yeah.
That dragged sideways because she hit such a thin piece of it and out of. I think we're all a bit surprised here. It looked like pretty gimme to get that yellow out, and
Yeah.
that's gonna stay on the 4-foot.
Yeah, I had to hit a little bit thicker than that. It's probably a little more weight than I thought she'd play for that shot. She didn't take much ice, so she probably needed to throw that, but I would have thought maybe go a little more gently at it than that.
This is an open draw for 2, and the last rock here of 6 for Christina Black. She just threw the guard that's you see right in front of the rings there. So
yeah, Christina will be happy with this. I'm pretty sure she would have thought she was going to have a much more difficult shot to maybe even just to score, but certainly to score 2. So she's got to basically just hit full 8 foot. They will try to put it on the button like all good sweepers do. Chance to take a 1-point lead after 6 ends here for Christina Black. It's a big shot. 1-point lead would be much bigger than tied up here. 1 point doesn't sound like a lot, but at this point in the game certainly is. So it's got to curl, but it's going to curl. You only need 8 foot, so it doesn't have to curl very much.
They don't really want to touch it. They
I think
want
they're
it to
good.
sit. There we go, and that'll sit really nicely. Just biting the button for a big 2 in 6. Team Black, they will, we've had a big flip-flop game here back and forth. They'll take a 5-4 lead going into 7.
Every shot starts with a plan. You read the ice, choose your line, and make your move. Retirement should be no different. Without a plan, you're just throwing stones and hoping for the best. Optimal helps you see every angle and builds a strategy that fits you. It puts you in control, giving you clarity and confidence in every financial decision. Optimal. Create the retirement you've earned.
We are back here, the women's final of the Stu Sells 1824 Halifax Classic. Team Black leading now 5-4, and they're up first. This is Carly Everest leading us off. Thanks for catching us. We featured the men's final earlier, and that was over Team Grattan taking the win over Boland. And so we've switched over to the women's game. And so if you haven't been with us the whole time on both feeds, I'm Selena Thompson, and I'm here with Jim Nix. And this has been quite the game, back and forth, deuces for the past few ends, with the exception of a blank in the third. Every shot matters here in this final. Looking for the champion of this year's edition of the Stu Sells Halifax. And the end where people don't always want to score, and 7. It's the best way I can characterize it. Center guard up from Carly and Team Black. And Cassandra DeGroot leads us off there with the insurance rock draw, the back 12 foot.
Yeah, it's tough enough when you're tied up playing this and trying to figure out if you want to score or don't want to score. When you're down 1, it's that much more of a challenge because you definitely don't want to score 1.
The ever-dreaded single to tie in 7.
Yeah. So Danielle Inglis probably go pretty hard here to score more than 1. Obviously didn't see that shot, but that had to be a corner guard call that went bad.
I think they called it in the rings, Jim.
Oh, did they?
I was chatting up a storm and didn't look, but sometimes you'll just play that, rock in the rings and really go for the blank.
Okay, it's hard to do in today's game to do that, so I'm surprised. But yeah, maybe so. Probably right. And she's hitting this, so she's not doing what I expected her to do, and that would be get pretty aggressive to score 2. It's hard to start and end in the game nowadays. The idea you're going to blank the end and have it actually work out.
Can't touch the front. Oh, got it by. That'll be. That made it look easy. Got to the inside of that rock that was partly under.
Yeah.
And here you see the aggressive play. Team Black, the team without hammer, they could easily let Team Inglis bail, and they've indicated that's not what they're interested in doing. So Marley Powers now her turn to draw a top 4 foot.
Powers with the in-turn come around. Fine for getting by the guard.
Sweepers knew this one was heavy, so they've been keeping that freeze in their mind the whole shot, and that's where it'll end up.
Interesting, you know, it makes that possible blank situation a little tougher for Danielle Inglis. Gonna peel the guard now. Gonna have to curl a little bit. I guess she's okay.
Or hanging wide and just trying to get the back here.
Yeah, it's easier than I thought to get rid of all that stuff. I meant on purpose.
Realizing it's not going to come up to peel. Oh, we got to get by. Panic. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good call. I didn't pick up on what she was doing there. So Marley Powers, same shot this time. Just try to throw it a little lighter. Like to be above the tee line. Top 4, top button would be perfect. Christina Black trying to force Danielle Inglis into taking 1 here. Would be the plan. And if she forced her into taking 2, it wouldn't be the end of the world. So she'd rather not let her blanket. So this is going to be interesting how they play this out.
This one looks a little better. Just top 4. So Marley improved after her first one there.
Yeah.
Took a few feet off.
100% buried. I don't think she can make the double and roll the shooter away. She might roll it to the corner a little bit, but that would be about it. Might be going for the back double, though.
Just doesn't make contact. And like you said, Jim, the shooter then stuck around, didn't roll away if you're trying to make contact there.
Yeah, that's the problem with that. If you're going to go for that, then if you don't make it, you're going to be leaving a guard out there.
It wasn't far off, though. It was so close.
I know. Joe Brothers now will be throwing a come around as well. I would imagine that she'd like this to be half buried and somewhere around the top of the 12 foot. On 4, so just in, that'd be 12 foot.
3's light, 3's a guard. Now they'd like to get a bit of overlap. I think they can get this one in.
I think so too. I never believed them when they said that. It just looked like enough to me.
Are you saying sweepers are trying to call out? They're trying to sandbag it and
Yeah.
say it's light, and then they look like good sweepers?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Yeah.
They would never.
No, not at this point. Maybe earlier in the game. Now run back. Peel, whatever you want to call this. This is not going to be... It's got to curl a little bit more. It's close.
Kira Brunton trying to move a couple, and look at this. Look at this.
Well done.
Great shot, and achieves what they wanted, move the rocks off the 4 foot. So as much as Inglis doesn't really want to score a single in the 7th, like you said, they really don't want to give up a steal.
No, exactly, yeah. Yeah, a little unlucky with where the yellow ended up and behind the corner, but still, They were in some trouble there, so good shot by Kira for sure.
Jill Brothers here. She had the nice hit and roll in the last end. See if she can do that again here. Trying to get the shooter over toward that corner guard as well. Got a little bit of a roll.
Okay, so Danielle's going to change tactics here. Not surprisingly, it's very difficult for her to kind of get out of this now with the way those rocks are positioned. And so she's going to play the in-turn draw around the corner. It's a pretty good situation for her, really. She's got her own corner out there and guarding most of the 8-foot. Another shot that you have to make. I guess you have to make them all now, to be honest. Any player, if they miss any here, it's going to be a problem, so. This is going to have to go. Line looks pretty good. If it's got
Really
enough
moving.
weight. And it doesn't quite have enough. Yeah.
Close, but just a little tick on that front. And doesn't get second shot, unfortunately, for Kira on that effort.
No, I think Christina has to do something with it. That's the only good thing for Danielle. She doesn't get to just... I don't think she has a chance to just ignore it. She might.
Yeah, I think the back 8-foot's going to be a bit of the trouble for Team Inglis if Christina ignores this red one. I agree with you. I don't think she can.
Out-turn hit here.
And they'll probably try and choke off that corner guard a little bit, like roll maybe a half rock. Would you say, Jim?
I think that would be good. She's almost, you know, it's so close to a nose hit, really, to accomplish what you're saying.
Yeah.
A nose hit is going to make that port really, really small, and she probably doesn't play that. She probably plays a double or something. It's Christina Black with her first here in the 7th end.
Trying to hold it high of the line here. Marley Powers on the sweep.
It'll be right on the nose, I think.
Ooh, and they were trying to avoid a jam at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
And so Christina got the over curl there. Is there an opportunity to draw around that center guard situation? Danielle's looking for the corner guard.
Yeah, I think it's there, Selena, and I think you could put it where it would be difficult, but I think you'd have to take it back a little ways, and because I think it will drag right into it if it's no matter almost where it is. So I think that you have to go this way if you're Danielle. You could never afford to come around there and have it bury and have them be able to run that straight back and leave it buried. So
The two still in play here. If a good freeze or a draw around the corner guard can be made here.
yeah, got to be shot rock after this one for sure, and got to be buried.
Inglis is first here in 7.
Line looks pretty good if the weight's good.
Trying to get the curl going here now. Might be a little heavy. And just chaps off that yellow stone. And it looks like Christina's indicating it's available for the hit. That was maybe 2 feet heavy, Jim?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, if you put a little more brooms in it, maybe a little less than that, or a little bit more than that, rather, but pretty darn close. 2-3 feet, and it would have been in a really good spot. As it is, she's got to get ready to throw the last one, looking at a bunch. Christina's having a hard time here. Every time I look at her, she's almost wiping out. Christina Black be playing something in around the line, a back line to hack kind of weight, maybe hack to board. I'm not sure, but somewhere around hack weight, I think is close to what she's throwing. Yeah,
And
maybe
a little
more than
stronger.
that. Yeah. And that might have been what she had in mind, to be honest. I don't know. Looks like she needed that anyways, because it's going to get by, but not by a whole lot. Good shot. Wasn't any great panic to stay on that. So we'll see. Danielle probably going to throw the same shot. Some people might go out into the 12-foot and just so the draw to the 4-foot. The fear might be where they haven't been over there in this end. I think might be getting a little tight. You just played this shot, so you don't really need more than the 8-foot. I think I'd be giving myself just a little more ice, to be honest. I think I'd want.
She's by the guard by a bit on the last one.
Yeah, I know, but I just like having a lot of room. You definitely don't want to have to sweep it to get it by any guards, that's for sure. This looks pretty good. Let's put it on the tee line and it's good. And there was never really any doubt.
From the team.
No doubt for anybody but me. That was the only person that thought they shouldn't play that one. But
Facing 3, Danielle Inglis with a big single on the board to tie things up after 7, and we're going to come home in the women's final today. Tie game, 5 apiece, Team Black with hammer, and we will be right back.
We started Neon Train to help get small and medium-sized organizations online to transform their learning and make their programs more effective. Our team of learning experts will work with you to understand your budget, project scope, and learning goals. It's so rewarding when our clients say to us, I now have more time to focus on my business. I now have more time to put into my learners. I now have more time to spend with my family. Reach out today and start your organization's learning transformation.
Nothing is as exquisite as the enchanting crimson and golden tapestry of fall. When revving your Subaru with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, fall for Subaru at your local Subaru dealer today.
it's all set for an exciting finish, Selena. Tied up coming home. Can't beat that in the championship final.
You can't ask for anything more. And we just saw a couple commercials there for our presenting sponsors. Neon Train was up first, and Steel Subaru. We want to send a big thanks to them for presenting this event as we catch Cassandra DeGroot, lead rock here in the last end of the final.
Goal for Danielle Inglis here would end up with, in her perfect world, would be 2 guards on the center line. 1 tight, 1 long. This is the one that creates a little bit of havoc because you're halfway to both. And not quite on the center line, which you'd like to be. So now they will probably play the tick shot. We see this all the time. Not a shot we see a lot anymore, but it seems unfair almost to throw a shot like that as a lead and have it not be good for us. You say, well, it's not great.
It really has to be on the center line.
Yeah.
And they were trying to get that extra curl, a little bit of extra depth out of it. But Carly Everest here. This is usually thrown with the back line or just through weight, sometimes up to hack.
Carly's
The big spinner.
Yeah, lots of handle on it. She obviously practices that because that's not something you just pull out of your pocket and throw.
It's close.
Not quite.
Just didn't touch it.
Good try.
So there you see the weight. That rock just goes through, almost hack weight. I didn't know that would be as close as it was, but really, they got the curl going on it.
Did. Big spinners, the weight comes off. They will move across pretty good, but so another shot at getting one on the center line for DeGroot. Calling it 2, which is kind of the same as the first shot.
They'd like to get some separation with these guards here. You don't really want to leave them side by side. Team Black would want nothing more than to just have no rocks in play this end. Of course, Team Inglis, they'd like a few more than that. That's a
pretty
great
good.
one.
Yeah, real good.
So now the
See-
switch. Don't have to play that tick. They could still play it, but the miss removes the rock on the center line. So probably better to not play that. Just play the come around.
So usually you play the come around, you get it in there, and then after about one more shot, you spend the rest of the end trying to make sure you don't take it out. But you don't have a lot of choice. The rules that you can't do much here. You don't want to just throw it away. Put a top four. It makes it difficult for Inglis to do better. This looks pretty good. Used a curl. Like to get a little more curl, but and that's not bad.
Sweepers knew they didn't want to try to add too much to that for distance by sweeping, and Team Inglis, they're probably not going to hit it. So as long as it's above the tee line, that was the goal there.
Yeah, no, that's a great spot. I think if it, that much on the back of the button, it's not so good. So playing the draw for Inglis here. Second stone, Calissa Daly.
Sweepers are calling.
This one has got to curl a mile.
Calling heavy back 8. So Danielle indicated like a little draw tap, but this one just that extra weight, and it's not curling, and that's through weight. So just too much from Calissa.
Yeah, it definitely needed to be really, like you say, just draw. It's really just a draw. Draw, you sweep it to get the tap pretty much. So
Here's the peel.
yeah.
Marley's going to look to make contact with both reds.
It's got to curl a
Getting
little,
the
I think.
top one is okay. Just misses.
Exceptionally close. I would have lost a lot of money betting on that one. I haven't seen her not make one of those in a couple of days, so. Is she going in here or is she going back up front?
I should have looked. I was watching.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm thinking you're going up
Watching
front.
everybody else. I think a guard.
Yeah, I don't think you can afford to go in there right now, although certainly looks a little bit like she is, but I don't think so. No.
Just the high guard.
Yeah.
They can make this a little better than the other one. And they want that to just drop over the line, and pretty good. In line, just a single peel is going to be available now for Marley on this one.
I think that's a great shot. That's not an easy shot to throw it just that little bit over the line and get the line right and everything. It was perfect. Couldn't make the double peel here, but you will leave the shooter if you do. So we'll see. I think she's probably just going to be trying to go after the top one. Although I just never know for sure. And she's got that. That's fine. The difficulty here for Inglis is you got to keep going with that shot, and if you ever get one that slides in just that extra 3-4 feet, even if the line's good, you end up possibly not having any guards left. But you really can't go in now, so you go out there probably until your first shot, maybe.
At some point, too, they may try and entice Team Black into peeling the tight one by leaving a piece open and keeping a guard out front. It's just that red guard's pretty good.
Yeah.
They know they're probably only going to have one guard left before they have to make a play in the rings, and it's going to be a freeze tap, or a little bump. This one looks good too.
Yeah, nicely done. It's a little tighter, but still. With the weight everybody can throw here, you can hit that just 3/4, make the double, and the shooter doesn't roll out of play, but it certainly could roll to the edge of the 4-foot. Problem is, if you go for it and don't make that, then you have a problem. And she's just going to get the top one, which is fine. That's really the shot call.
So now
Danielle.
they're talking about what to do. So third's last. This is Kira Brunton's last shot of the final end, the 8th end. I just realized, Jim, we might get your wish, which was no extra. And usually when we're tied coming home, there's very rarely an extra end.
That's true enough.
So
And if I didn't have to
You're
drive
happy.
an hour and a half or something to get home, I wouldn't hope for that. But
we'll forgive you.
so this is a little draw tap, same shot they called before, but just throw a little bit heavy. You just cannot be heavy on this. Back 8 is
Sweepers
not
were
what you want to
calling.
hear.
Back 4 out of Kira's hand, but this is also heavy. You got to move the yellow. They need to have the button, so that works. But now this last guard, and they always knew this last guard would be gone, but they were hoping to have a bit more of a freeze situation.
Yeah, they had a couple of shots at that same shot, just didn't really make it real good either time. This
one
is
was
close
tight.
to nose. Yeah, really close to nose.
Marley got that backed up. I thought that was going to jam on the
Yeah.
yellow. My goodness.
Throwing it down there at 7 seconds or something or less or whatever it was probably helpful. Danielle, you're looking at a freeze. Could play a little hit and flop behind the corner, but you're going to leave an awful lot of the house to draw to for Christina Black.
You can always guard it too, Jim. Like just put a guard
Yeah,
right
sure.
back in front of it and then see if Christina bites and tries to play in. The freeze is just so tough to do perfectly and not leave a blast.
I know. You're just so much trickier than I am.
With the guard?
With any of that, yeah. Anyway, this is
Well,
but
we're still
that's
not
an
on. We're on skips first, right? So
Yeah.
like, I always still think like you're delaying playing in the rings, and you got a little bit of a miss there. That's kind of acting as a guard. So
Yeah.
like, put another guard up and give yourself guards on the side 4 foot.
Yeah, no, I like it. Let's listen in a little bit.
Because the players aren't mic'd, we're having a hard time hearing too.
Yeah,
But you can see what they're indicating.
kind of forgot about that.
They keep talking about moving that yellow, or at least they're tapping it, which makes me think they're moving it, but I don't think you want to do that.
No, I think you have to be really careful doing that. If I'm moving, I don't really know I want to move it at all. I'm okay with it being, so if you stop 4 or 5 inches short, would Christina ever guard it?
Ugh.
Or I think she'd try to
Yeah.
hammer it out, wouldn't she?
Yeah, like I think with this call, you got to be shot, and then Christina blasts, and then you're drawing to the side 8 foot, and
Yeah.
that's your shot for the win. And hope the other skipper misses the 4 foot.
Yeah. If you bump this a little bit of an angle towards the corner, but not very far, maybe move it even a foot. Christina takes yours out, that's going to be on the center line. You have to hope she doesn't make it absolutely perfect. Then you might be able to freeze that one, have her have to draw the 4 foot to beat you. Danielle Inglis, her first of 2 here in end number 8. Tied up without the hammer. And not too much to work with, but she's trying to make something out of nothing here with the rock in the 4 foot. Line looks really good. The line's perfect. Well, I think that's exactly what she wanted.
Christina can't afford to ignore it because it's shot, but here's the blast.
Yeah, the good news for Christina, she's really, as long as she just hits this where the broom is, everything flies. In the worst case scenario for her, she's got to draw to a little better maybe than full 8 foot, probably only full 8 foot.
I think just nose here, Jim.
I think nose or slightly off a nose would be fine, yeah. Nose is pretty good. I think the back one goes. Or not the back one, the red one goes. As long as you're shot after this, you're fine.
Yeah, there's a jam possibility on the side.
Yeah, live with that though. I think if it jams over there, you're probably still going to outcount that. Ooh, this is a little on the wide side, I think.
She might just pick it out.
Yeah, I think she's going to be fine for hitting it, but will she pick it clean? She will. Don't know if she wanted to pick it clean, but I think she probably would have rather had everything disappear there. I don't think you want to roll here.
No, I think you've got that same shot and try and make that freeze perfect here.
Yeah, I think it's identical shots. You just basically bump that one back to there, and so if you threw the exact same weight, you're probably going to be right on top of it.
I think the other thing they're thinking about, Jim, you hit and roll behind the guard, sit 2, and sometimes that's an effective way to steal. So here, that's the discussion. I think that's their decision.
Interesting. I don't
Christina
like it.
just threw a hit, make her draw on her last.
You like this shot? Do you not like the shot you just
I
threw?
like it. Like, if you really have to steal in an earlier end, I think you're playing the freeze. But in the final end, when the draw weight's a little sticky and you just had your opponent throw a hit, a big weight hit, you don't give them the opportunity to blast on this shot. I don't mind it. It's they think this will give them the best shot for the steal.
Interesting. I don't like it. I like the freeze better. I like the one mostly because you just threw it.
Yeah, I know.
And I think it just kind of makes the most sense. But if she makes this shot perfect, Christina's gonna draw the house to beat you. I think she can just get a little bit. That's pretty good.
And it'll be 4 foot for the win. I don't think there's a hit available. I don't know that Christina would have played the hit. It's hit and roll out, you lose as well. So the draw is the call.
I think that was a very nice shot by Danielle. It wasn't my favorite shot, but I think that was a very nice shot. She rolled to the spot where it's not going to be just an obvious hit for Christina, but yet she's got almost probably has a little tiny sliver of the 4 foot, which is pretty good.
So this is it. Last rock of the last end of the women's championship here at the Stu Sells 1824 Halifax Classic. Christina Black in the hack needs 4 foot for the win.
And no chance of a blank head. Good practice for Christina. She might need a lot of these next week. So it's on its way. Draw to the edge of the 4, anywhere in the 4, preferably on the button for the win. Sweepers are just cleaning, so it should be close.
It's not curling yet. They'll wait for Jill to let them know it's curling, because we know it slows down, and they just got to get the carry into the 4 foot, but this looks really good.
Perfect.
Oh, and what a shot right to the button for the championship. Well done. Congratulations to Team Black, and we want to thank you for tuning in to the 2025 Stu Sells 1824 Halifax Classic here at the Halifax Curling Club, brought by Steel Subaru, Neon Train, and title sponsor Stu Sells Realty Group. I think we'll keep this feed running, but we'll tune in for the presentation of the trophy to Team Black. Congrats to Team Inglis. And on behalf of Jim Nix and me, Selena Thompson, thank you.
Every shot starts with a plan. You read the ice, choose your line, and make your move. Retirement should be no different. Without a plan, you're just throwing stones and hoping for the best. Optimal helps you see every angle and builds a strategy that fits you. It puts you in control, giving you clarity and confidence in every financial decision. Optimal. Create the retirement you've earned.
Nothing is as exquisite as the enchanting crimson and golden tapestry of fall. When revving your Subaru with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Fall for Subaru at your local Subaru dealer today.
while many industries and sectors think that they're unique because of their product or because of their industry, when you look at it from the common denominator of education, they're all very similar. Knowing that every organization in the world has some need for training and education, that's what unlocks human potential. Knowing that gave us a basis to really dream big.
Hey everyone, welcome back to All Aboard with Rob Belleville.
You know, we had some interesting developments in Neon Train over the first couple of years as we were building the company. We've seen an incredible market growth. And the impetus for the podcast was really to start celebrating some of our client success stories and really to give other people who are considering the journey of online learning some confidence that there is an entryway and there is a successful outcome at the end of it. When I can do an exercise like running this podcast, bring value to the folks that we're working with and interviewing or talking to, every day gives me that smile on my face to want to come to work and find that next company, find that next nonprofit to help.
Jenny, what the heck are we doing up here on the rooftop? I've got a 450 square foot patio off my condo unit that we can be sitting there.
Stu, we pay for this.
I know you pay for these amenities, and you know what? Yeah, we should use them because they're amazing.
Exactly, so that's why we're here.